In 1906, Upton Sinclair's graphic expose of the meatpacking industry, The Jungle, shocked audiences and led to sweeping reform. Well, our next guest may have that similar impact. Lynn Waltz is an associate professor of journalism at Hampton University with me, and she's also the author of the new book, Hog Wild: The Battle for Workers' Rights at the World's Largest Slaughterhouse. Welcome, Lynn. How are you?
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. I'm good.
Good. So first of all, tell me, what is this book about?
Well, it's about the largest union win of the 21st century, and it was the largest meat packer, which is Smithfield Foods, right here in Smithfield, Virginia, against the UFCW, which is the largest meat packing union, and it took place in Tar Heel, North Carolina, which is the world's largest slaughterhouse. They slaughter 32,000 hogs every day.
Wow. Now, you have quite a few main characters in this book, and
Yes.
it is a real book. It's not fiction.
That's right.
Right.
That's
so tell
right.
me about one of the main characters and how she really becomes a hero in all of this.
Well, she really inspired me because she was like all of us. She went to work. She tried to do what was right. She had a child growing up, and she was towing the company line. She was firing workers who supported the union illegally. And she knew that it was illegal, and she began to feel worse and worse about it. And her daughter said, "Mommy, who are you going to fire today?"
Oh, gosh.
And so she decided to be the key witness for the government against Smithfield Food. This took tremendous courage on her part, and I really admire her. She went on to testify before Congress.
Well, I'm sure she faced a lot of challenges. I mean, were there death threats? I mean, what happened to her while she made this, really big decision against this huge company?
Well, according to her, she was blackballed. She was fired, she was blackballed, she had trouble getting a job, and eventually she recreated herself and now sells cars, a very successful car salesperson in North Carolina.
So why did you decide to do this book? Why was it so important?
I think it's important because we need to look at the cost of what we make in our personal choices. And what we can do, we feel like, well, we're weak, we're imperfect vessels, and yet when we speak the truth and we come out, like the Me Too movement, then things change.
Right.
And individuals in this book made tremendous changes for the workers and the slaughterhouse industry. And so to me, having people be aware of the high cost to the environment, to the animals, to the workers primarily I focus on, and packaged with abuse was the slogan of the union during this fight. Meatpacking has the highest injury rate. It's the most dangerous manufacturing job in America today. And I think a lot of people don't think about it when they put the food on the table.
Yeah, and there is a movement. I mean, people are watching documentaries like What the Health, and not only a movement because of the workers, the humans, but because of the animals that are sacrificed now, too. So are you finding that people are being more conscientious about their choices because of these types of things?
I do. I think the farm to table, buy local, make sure that the animals and the workers, fair trade, for instance, at our church we sell fair trade coffee to make sure that the workers are paid a living wage. And in the meatpacking industry, unfortunately, Americans have tended not to like to do that work, and so we've had a number of undocumented immigrants who have come in and taken those jobs that American citizens don't want. And then that creates a bigger problem value-wise, because ICE comes in, busts those workers, the workers are torn apart and deported. And I'm not saying that we should have illegal immigration, but we shouldn't depend on undocumented workers to make our meat cheaper and then go in and bust up their families.
Yeah, and everything really comes at a cost.
Yes.
How did this book begin? You were a writer at the Virginia Pilot, right?
Yes, I was. And then I became a business writer for Virginia Business, and they assigned me to do a profile of Smithfield Foods, and I found out about all of the illegal acts that the government was prosecuting them for. Illegally firing workers, intimidating workers, and even assaulting a worker to keep the union out. And so I thought that people needed to know about that and what had happened.
Wow. Okay. So how do you translate this to the classroom? Are you teaching your students any of this stuff, this investigative journalism?
Yes, absolutely. And that is nail it down. Get the facts and then back it up with evidence, with interviews, with primary research, and make sure that things are accurate.
Wonderful. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You can always go to lynnwaltz.com. Look at that picture. You look great, Lynn.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We'll be right back after this.